Yeah, Quackity's lore stream was amazing.
That was
Really like. What's funny is like I've thought like, it'd be really cool to do some like some lore stuff like in my style.
I said when
But it's
because
like
I was quoting
it is very
what he
that
said
kind of that
earlier,
style where
chat.
it's like I love doing like heavily edited. Like I'm way more of like a video person than like a live stream person, you know?
Yeah.
And so after seeing that, I was like, oh, like I really could just make make a make like a lore video with people, and then like edit it all together and everything, and then just stream it, like, and then just stream it. And I thought I'd want to like upload it somewhere, but I thought maybe I'd make like a Dream SMP lore channel or something, but then just like have all the proceeds go to charity. Like,
yeah, definitely
be a cool thing I could do.
Like that, and like especially like a big event, like you might just get close to like 1 million views.
Oh yeah,
no,
if it was
on Twitch, no, I wouldn't. I think I get a lot, but I think I really want to do it. Like I have an idea right now that I really want to do, and it'd be like episode 1 or whatever, and like I would obviously like I would need you to be in it, Ranboo, but there's a couple people that I would need to be in it, and it would just be like it would be like a Dream lore stream, but it'd be like the first like Dream lore stream, but.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but I would just make it like none of it would actually be live. Like it would just be because Quackity did like half live and half not, which I think is really perfect. Like that fits Quackity so much because it's like
yeah, definitely.
he's very like that. Like he's really good at like the producing side, but he's also really good at the live side of things. So it's like that fits him so perfectly. But I'd want to make it like make a video, live stream it on Twitch, and then have it right after the live stream over be uploaded to like a channel people can go watch it on. And then I was thinking like I don't really want to. I just feel bad with the Dream SMP and stuff. Like I feel bad like. Profiting off it in that way, like I feel like it would take some of the, for me at least, for like me personally, like because I feel like because obviously I'm kind of running things or whatever, it takes away some of that like what it's called, like authenticity or whatever. I think it'd be cool, so that's something I really want to do. I almost definitely will. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I definitely have plans to do like because a lot of like literally all of my lore streams, I think, except for the one prison visits stream, was like it has been mainly improv. Like literally like the whole like voice bit, I actually just DM'd like Dream like while I was streaming, being like, hey, can you come do this like really cool bit idea that I had now? And then he was just like, okay, like what do you want me to do? And then I had to like type out while also still like acting, because it was still like a full-on lore stream. While still acting, I had to be like, okay, like this is like kind of what I want you to do. You can kind of do this if you want. Like it's really just gonna be mainly
I remember
improv.
the first time that I hopped in, it was like 99% improv. Like it was just hey, can you come be like a voice in my, can you come talk to me on my stream? And I was like, oh sure, what do you want me to do? And you're like, oh, you can just pretend like you're like a voice in my head. And then I was like, oh, what do you want me to like talk about or whatever? And I think you said something. You're like, oh, just follow my lead or something. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. And then we improv like the first bit, and then afterward we were just like that was like super cool. Like wow. Like, that one was really cool. So I think we should definitely continue.
We also we need to flesh it out a little bit because like it needs to be obviously when you're doing stuff like that, you need to make sure it's all like fleshed out. And so then you'd come with an idea and be like, oh, what do you think about this? I'm like, I think with originally you wanted to make it a little more like supernatural or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, and then when we talked about it, we were like, we came up with other stuff. So it's very cool. The lore process has always been so fun to me. Like it's so.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely super fun. And I'm like currently doing like I currently have like a bunch of stuff that I'm like trying to plan and figure out for it, because it's just so much fun to like write and everything.
Oh yeah.
And like figure it out, especially because it's collaborative as well. Like talking with someone else about like all of your stories and everything is just super fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, especially like the whole like prison bit and everything. Like, it's definitely really cool. Like, it's definitely super fun because it enables like a lot of like different people that were like kind of in the lore, but like not really, to like do like a dream visit and everything, and then like you can like supply them with like content and everything. So that was really cool.
Oh yeah, the prison's awesome. It's also one of those things where for the rest of the Dream SMP, the prison will always be a huge thing. Like
yeah, definitely.
It will always be a huge part. It will always be a huge part of the lore. Like and there's so much that can be done with it. There's just so much cool stuff that can be done with it. Like, there's so many plans that like, and there's also so many options things. Like, I think right now we have a pretty good idea of like the next couple months. I'd say the next 3 months probably about for like the prison lore-ish, you know, in terms of like what we, you know, like what the lore we have planned. We kind of have it fleshed out. But then like after that we have like, okay, these are like the couple things we want to do after that with the prison lore-ish stuff. But there's this option, there's this option, there's this option. We could do, what if we did this? What if we did? So it's like very like, there's so many options right now, and it just depends on how all the improv stuff goes. And then like, and also how like all of the stuff, like then, because obviously like there's so much improv that's gonna happen. There's so much improv lore or like quick planned lore or whatever that's gonna happen that isn't like planned a couple months in advance.
That can like change everything. Yeah,
that could change a lot of stuff, which would then go, okay, well we can't do that one anymore. And then it's like, oh, we'll do this one.
Yeah, and then especially like it's definitely becoming a lot more like theatrical and everything. I think with like first it was like I remember like the first like one of like some of the first like actual like theatrical little bits was like that I think that I've seen at least was me switching over to like that little like ending screen. And then,
no, you definitely started that type of thing.
Yeah, and then like then Carl came in and it was just like, oh yeah, what if I did like an entire like basically like show sort of thing with like Tails that actually has like little like cutscenes and everything. And then Quackity came in and he's just like, oh yeah, what if I have like these like cinematic like sweeps of the actual like server itself with with like literal like traveling montages, and it's just definitely gonna keep on getting like more and more. Which is very, very cool. Which is very, very cool. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to scare my chat for a second by switching to the. I have a button on my Stream Deck still that allows me to switch over to it. So I scare him a little bit with it. But there's definitely a good like mix between, because I think that still like improv lore is still like very, very good, and can still like be like viewed as like people can still like do like a very successful lore stream without like having like any of the theatrics at all. It just like helps like a ton.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially
I think there's a lot of cool stuff kind of behind the scenes that's planned that people will like. I think people will be interested in seeing in the future. So like I think I said on the other stream, like there's some like Georgia lore planned soon, which will be very interesting.
Finally.
Finally, the George lore we've all been waiting for.
The fabled lore.
But like, I think there's like there's a lot of cool stuff that'll come in the future, and
it's just all
very cool.
It's just all like needs to be like planned and everything, and then like other things need to happen in the story for like those like certain things to happen. So it's like. We're like, I think we're approaching like a certain place where it's just like soon we're gonna have like just insane events happening, just a lot.
Oh no, though it's gonna ramp up. It definitely will. It's all like we've been in this period. Like so I'd say since I went to prison, like we've been in the, kind of this downtime period, right? And that's kind of like it's a very good thing. It's kind of like a lore building period where things where like things are getting set up. It's like, as an example, Quackity's like building his building his stuff and having like his lore set up, and then stuff's happening to my character, stuff happened to Tommy's character to progress. Like everyone's in this progression phase where it's all building up. It's all building up, and then it's all gonna hit at once, and all these different lines are all gonna combine together. And I feel like there's gonna be a coming up. I'd give it like I don't know how long. I don't want to give a time frame, but coming up, there'll be a time where boom, like 10 different storylines all collide with each other and all mesh, and then just go boom, boom, boom for the next probably like month and a half. It'll just be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be just like, insane lore. That's just gonna be it's gonna be. Really,
I bet you
cool.
it'll probably be overwhelming for some people, which is why. Interesting, but I just know like so much of it is kind of is building up. We're in like this. It's like so like climactic. Like I don't know. We're in this building period. It's just building and building and building and building. Everything's just like oh my gosh. Like nothing's happening. Nothing's like stuff's happening, but nothing like huge is happening. You know?
Slow character progression. That's just gonna hit all at once, and it's just gonna be crazy.
They'll be a period. Yeah, they'll be a period. And like as an example, like even like with our lore that that we were doing, like obviously because like now like I'm in the prison and like you've been banned from visiting and you know what I mean, like all of that. So it's like even that can't like that lore. Ever since that one stream where obviously there's still some of it and everything that's going on, but I mean like that ever since the one stream where you quote unquote visited the prison, there hasn't been like
there hasn't been
dream
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And for like a reason too. Like there's like a story reason for
that.
There's
a story. There's like lore reasons for that, and so it's like it'll be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be very cool. Chat. I don't know, it'll be a very exciting like period of time. So.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because I'm also setting up some. I might be setting up some stuff with a. I'm working on a fun little ARG thing as well. That's gonna like. It's like It's kind of like a separate thing, but then it also ties in with a character element. Like the Ender Walk and everything, so that's gonna be really cool for that to connect as well.
Yeah, sounds cool.
When all the storylines intersect, it's just gonna be, gonna be pretty crazy, and I'm really excited to see it.
I think there'll be a triggering event for everything, but I don't think it will necessarily be what people think it will be.
Yeah,
I think people have one thing that's in their mind right now, like, this is going to be the thing that triggers. I think you might be wrong. You might be wrong. You might be wrong.
Might not be.
You might wanna ask yourself, there's something else that might happen that's unexpected that's going to trigger everything. So
yep,
I think it's going to be that penny drop. It's going to be like just one drop. Boom, and then just everything.
Yep, and then like everything like consistent lore stuff, which is just gonna be like super cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
and it's more like there's a lot of people will have room to have lore, but like it's such a variety that like that's why I feel like it'll feel like so much lore, just because like you can do lore and I can do lore and like just like as in like there'll be like so many characters that have all these lore. All these like storylines that are all kind of like planned, or at least like loosely planned, and so it's like it'll feel like a lot, because I feel like like if there's 10 people that are actively doing lore, even if they're each doing it once a week, that's still like more than one a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so it's
definitely. Like you can like follow like certain storylines and everything as well, which is why I did like a lore summary stream like the other day, and I did that because when I first started to do lore, it was like I had like a much less of an audience. So now like all these people are like coming in like halfway through like my lore and everything, and the stuff in the beginning is like just as relevant to the stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to do that lore summary stream so that everyone could be on the same page, so that when stuff starts to happen again, like when certain reveals happen, people are just gonna be like, huh? What is that?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very excited for that.
The crazy thing is like also like seeing people's like theories and stuff. Like there's some like obviously people get things right sometimes, but it's like I don't know, like the stuff that's coming, like I just feel like no one really expects. Like
yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be very cool. Yeah. And like everyone, like a cool thing we've done as well is like for a lot of stuff we've set up kind of like red herrings, like where it's like, I've made that a thing I do a lot with like how I plan lore. It's like you set up red herrings, so it's like they really like, oh, this has to be it. Like this has to be it. This points to it. This points. This points. Like, but but those things also point to this other thing. But you don't know about that other thing because you don't know what's gonna happen. And it's like, it's gonna be so satisfying to see everything.
Yeah, when everything comes together. Oh man, it's gonna be so cool. And I've also definitely set up a lot of red herrings with a lot of things. And even then, like, I feel like fan theories, like, sometimes I, like, scroll through fan theories, and then I see something that, like, really makes sense. Like, it's just, like, a little, like, certain point about why my character does a certain thing. So I'll be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's, like, why I do that certain thing. You know? Because I remember, like, in the beginning, like, a lot of people were just, like, oh, my gosh, like, it was because, like, everyone was, like, looking at him during, like, this certain time, which is why he got, like, aggravated like an Enderman. And I was just like, yes, I planned that. That's for sure.
I remember recent. It was maybe like a month ago. I saw for like for the first time I saw a couple I'd say a couple people mentioning back to when I was being like taken away to be put in prison, and we're pointing out that I was like looking at you, right? And the thing is, like, obviously, like, I planned that, right? Like, I planned, like, straight on. And like, if you go watch the clip, like, a lot of times I think Tommy turns so you can't see. But, like, I am staring you down the entire time. Yep. Like, I'm staring you down. I was like, I'm walking backwards, staring you down as you're staring at me. And I walk backwards onto the platform. And then I'm, like, looking down straight at you. And no one at the time pointed that out.
Yeah, no one at the time pointed it out.
A month ago or something. Yeah. Somebody pointed it out. And I was like, oh, interesting. People were pointing that out, and then you're just like staring at me too, like during that time, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, I think we both. I think
it was
like...
after your recent lore stream, or maybe your ARG stream or something.
Yeah.
You did a stream recently where you were there, you know, and that was when I saw people tweeting about that before.
We're just like, oh, like this makes sense now and everything. I feel like we both like we didn't like plan to both like kind of look at each other in that way, but then like we both did.
It's just very 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 good improv, but it was very like because we both know the general path that your story is taking and that my story is taking and that everyone else's story is taking. We can, you know, like if I start staring at you, you're gonna catch on in 0.5 seconds what you need to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, and like so, I started staring at you, and within like half second, I noticed, okay, he's staring right back. He knows what I'm doing. He like this is good. It's working out.
Like
and like if you didn't, then it's like okay, whatever. It'd be better if you did, but like if you didn't, it wouldn't even be the biggest deal. So it's just like. It was just like we you know, like it's just you get sometimes when you're improvising stuff you have to be able to read that, 'cause that's something that like if you have time to like plan it out like a movie or something, then maybe you'll plan out all those details and add those awesome things. But if not, then you have to be able to think on your feet and go, does this fit like the storyline? Yes, it does. Boom, I'm doing it. And then will the other person that is acting with you catch on to what you're doing and do it well. And that moment I think was really good. Like
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how the voice started in the first place, was just like we were just like, what if like we improv like this little bit, and then we both like kind of like said things that like kind of like defined what it was like in that that little bit of improv as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of it is so cool. But I remember the funny thing is I remember I added when I added the code that made it so you could pick up blocks, like I randomly, I don't remember what gave me. I think I was watching this gave me the idea. I was watching your stream and I saw you would just pick up a block, like an Enderman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, that is like such a good character thing. I was like, that is like, and I was like, just for that, he just deserves. I'm adding this. I'm adding it that way. He picks up the blocks. I was like, that is such a cool. Like character thing.
Yeah.
And so I remember you were streaming. I literally DM'd you mid-stream and said, "Hey, I made it so you can pick up blocks."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's sick, cool."
And I think you went over to Tubbo and you just did it or something.
Yeah, definitely. And then the spotter thing as well. Like that was really funny because like in the beginning I
messaged you after that. I was like, "Hey,
like don't pick up the spotters anymore."
I think what I said be responsible with it or something.
Yeah, no, I was just like, because in the beginning I was just like, yeah, no, this is definitely something that I'm like not going to like abuse and everything, because I was just like, oh, this is like actually like potentially.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was
very
cool,
game breaking, but
doing it like a couple times at the beginning. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think, and then I remember a recent stream you said something. I don't want to. I stopped doing because I don't want to make like DreamXD mad, and I was like, that's a good explanation. Like I don't want to make the server gods mad. Who gave me this power. Or
it's
whatever.
Really funny that like the server gods have become a thing ever since the that one stream where you just like appeared. I was like, I saw it in his chat. I was just like, wait, my first thought was like, someone hacked Dream's account, changed his username, and then like he wasn't able to get it back. And that was like my first thought. But then I saw like, oh, like it was in like creative mode, so I was just like, oh, this is like Dream's alt and everything. And then like the fact that like it's now like kind of like written into it, which is really, really cool.
That wasn't actually the first time that I had done something like that. Like I had come on my alt a couple times in the past. Like
really,
I guess it was first during like a dream hunting stream that Tubbo did with Fundy, and I like came on and like my alt was like a demon. And was like in creative mode, flying around and crap. But like it was literally like a 1 minute cameo or something, and then they ended their stream. But like,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool, and like kind of like small stuff like that gets like written in and becomes something like much bigger, which is super cool. Like I find it awesome.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And it's just an easy way to explain away some things. I'm like, oh, why isn't this done or whatever.
Oh yeah, it definitely becomes like super. It's like when you make an explanation for like why something happens on the server and like people like accept it. It's just like, oh yeah, this is why like this certain thing happens, and this is why we don't do this certain thing as well.
Yeah.
So it helps give like reasoning for the server rules, which is like why like no one knows about like. I don't know if anyone knows about like the end and everything, but like the table like protecting like the server rules. It was definitely a super cool bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sam Nook as well was also a very good like lore bit as well.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Not all lore has to be angsty. Well, it's funny that I'm saying that, but
yeah, I mean there can be dumb lore. I mean there has been dumb lore, like, but it's also like, I don't know. It's just one of those like weird episodes or whatever. Mm-hmm. One of those like crossover episodes where they have like weird characters in like other shows or whatever.
Yeah, like, and it's just like it can be like semi-serious, but then also just like super like, oh yeah, like we can bend some rules. Which would be super funny. Foolish, you got enough lore notes down?
Oh, I'm giving you a try. Do you guys need bunk beds? I don't know how to design a bedroom for you and Tubbo. I've been thinking.
We'll figure that out.
I can't design a bedroom. I've been drawing in Paint MS, trying to do a bedroom, while also taking lore notes. And I don't know. I can't. Do you guys need a 3-wide bed or should it be bunk beds? I don't know.
We'll figure that out. No, because I know that we've been talking about lore and everything, so I hope you got enough notes, Foolish.
No, don't worry. But also,
good.
But also, I can't figure out how to do a bedroom. I don't know how to do a bedroom. And the bedroom's so large. Do you guys need a fire in it?
Well, I would prefer to not have fire, actually, because we all know what happens to woodland mansions, actually. So.
Okay, fair enough. Do you need a bathroom?
Well, we'll figure this stuff out. I'm sure. Okay. Like when we get like the general floor plan done.
Wait, I've already started. Never mind. I'll destroy it. Okay.
No. It's good. Race car.
No, it's too late. I'm destroying it now. I can make a race car. Do you want a race car bed?
Maybe.
You just need to tell me what you want.
I will.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll take down the bed. Okay.
Go.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. If you're wondering, what I was trying to make a bedroom for two platonic parents.
I have a feeling that that's what you were doing, like, because you were here the entire time. My chat was just like, did Foolish like leave? Did Foolish die? What's going on?
Nope. Just designing a bedroom for two platonically married teenagers.
That's what I was doing. Your Twitter bio.
Yep, never thought.
Your Discord status. Yeah, I don't think you would know that either.
That's what I'm up to.
Oh, what time is? Oh, okay. Well, we weren't able to hit 2 mil tonight because I've reached the point of end stream time. I think.
You can always go another hour.
Foolish. I'm not like, I don't think I'm like you where I can go for like 9 hours straight and everything.
Okay, let's be honest though. 9 hours stream is not like that long. Like that's not that crazy. That's not that crazy.
You just said that it was not that long.
Like,
oh man.
Like in general, I mean like a 9 hour like that's just not like. Okay, like for example, we could play at Ludwig. Like that's long. Okay, that's a long stream.
Yeah, but Ludwig even plays like different games. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to go on Deafin and wrap up real fast. All right, thanks for being